What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tommy, and welcome back to an episode of Red Cup Therapy. I'm so happy to be back, you guys. It's been a minute. It's definitely been a minute, you guys, and I missed you guys so much. So let's give a little synopsis on why I've been absent, right? So about 4 weeks ago, I was food poisoned. Yes, I was food poisoned. I went out to eat. Had a lovely dinner, but however, came home that night and was totally sick out of this world. And yeah, so that's pretty much why I wasn't on. After being food poisoned, I developed an anal fissure. Anal fissure, gonna put it right there. I need you guys to look that up if you don't know what it is. It is very painful. One of the most painful things I've ever felt in my life. And I couldn't even sit long enough to even do a YouTube video. So enough of that. That's why I've been absent. But I am back. Thank you to everybody, who DM'd me, emailed me, called, to check on me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. But I am back. I'm doing better. And so we're going to get things started. So before we start, if you like this video, I need you to like it. I need you to comment, and I need you to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, you guys, and share this video if you like it. If you take anything away from this, I need you to share it and subscribe. So let's get started with the red cup, right? I haven't said that in a minute. I'm going old school on y'all today. Given the situation, what I've been going through, being sick or whatever, I'm going to go with some Canada Dry ginger ale today. That's what we put in the red cup today. So I know growing up as a child, it's like that's the starter, packet. You have your chicken noodle soup, your rubber tussin, and then you got your ginger ale. So, and it has to be Canada Dry. It can't be no other type of ginger ale. It has to be Canada Dry ginger ale. Like, it can't be no other type of ginger ale. So, if you do that now, I need you to comment below and, let me know that you still drink that Canada Dry ginger ale. So, you know how we do it here. Salute to you. I have to watch this because, it makes me belch. So, excuse me if I do. So, today's topic, you guys. Today I want to talk about different connections we have with people, whether it be relationships or friendships, co-workers, just different type of relationships we have with people, and the life lessons that come with those relationships. So that's what I want to talk about today. But before I get started, I want to give you guys the definition, which will help explain at least the last two type of connections you can have with a person, which is the spiritual awakening. I don't know how many people heard of the term spiritual awakening, or if you had one before, but basically let me give you a little definition. So, spiritual awakening, a newfound awareness of a spiritual reality. No person can fully define a spiritual awakening for another. Everyone has their own outlook on life and define things very differently. It can happen at any moment and period of anyone's life. So I know for myself, about 4 years ago, I had my little spiritual awakening. I was in a triangle situation dealing with two people. I keep it real here. So, I was dealing with two people, definitely, dating or whatnot with two people. And it was very, very draining, and it had hit its peak. And when it hit its peak, I was just beyond drained to the point where I couldn't even recognize myself anymore. I didn't even know who I was. And my friends around that time, they knew something was up with me. They didn't understand, because I just wasn't Tommy. I was mentally, emotionally, and just physically drained after just dealing with that situation. I'm not gonna go into detail about that situation, but it was very, very, very draining. And at that point, that's when it hit me, and I had my awakening. And because of that awakening, things started to look very differently and I started to see things differently, and I started to receive things very differently. So you have two type of levels in life. You have your 3D level, and then you have your 5D level. Everybody should want to achieve that 5D level, which happens once you reach that spiritual awakening. Once you really get in touch within yourself, you can really reach that level. So once you reach that level, that's like a real high level. That's, really knowing yourself and doing that work, which is very, very important when it comes to the last two type of connections, which we'll talk about. Is really putting in that work and learning those life lessons to really reach that 5D level. So let's get started. First connection you can have with the person, whether it be romantically or just friends or whatever, is a karmic connection. With the karmic connection, those are life lessons that we have to learn. Guaranteed, everybody is going to have a karmic relationship with someone at some point in life. Guaranteed, period. You can have multiple connections with people when it comes to a karmic situation. It's learning life lessons. So if you find yourself going through this, like dating the same type of person over and over and over and over, and you just cannot get it right, it's a lesson within that situation you're not learning. And until you learn that lesson, you're going to keep repeating it over and over and over. So it's important that you take time and really look within yourself and learn that life lesson. What is life trying to teach you? What is the universe trying to tell you in that situation? You have to learn. Take that time and learn the situation. Excuse me. When it comes to your jobs, if you find yourself at a dead end, like myself, with these jobs constantly, take a moment, step back and say, okay, what am I doing wrong here? What is the universe trying to tell me that I need to change or switch up? What lesson in this situation I need to learn so I can't keep running into these dead ends? Is it that maybe you need to sit down and go to school? Maybe you need to finish school, like myself. Or maybe you need to switch directions and switch careers and do something else. So just pay attention, just learn those lessons. So with those karmic relationships, when it comes to people, that can be anybody. It can be anyone involved when it comes to a karmic type of relationship. It could be family members, it could be coworkers, neighbors, friends. But just learning those lessons, those are karmic relationships. Number 2. This one is a special connection. Soulmates. Now, some of us believe in soulmates, some of us don't. But that's a beautiful connection. And those are beautiful life lessons as well. You learn in those type of connections as well with the soulmate. Now, with the soulmate, and I'm going to get real kind of technical because I have to do this because when I explain the last two, it'll make more sense. So with a soulmate connection, you have two individuals. 1, 2. This soul, that soul come together. They're like a good pair, a good match, like peanut butter and jelly. That's what like the soulmate connection is. And that can be a parent, a sibling, a friend, a co-worker, a neighbor, a pet, as far as a soulmate connection. And those are beautiful connections, easy connections. They're easy flowing. Those lessons aren't as hard. They're lessons that need to be learned, but they're not like extremely hard lessons, unless you make them. But definitely you have to, learn from those lessons too, good and bad, with the soulmate connection. It's a beautiful type of connection. That's one connection that's easy, and a lot of people will deal with the soulmate connection more so than the next two I'm going to explain, because it's easy. It's not as challenging, a soulmate connection. It's not as challenging, that type of connection. So, but it's a beautiful connection. That's all I just keep saying beautiful because it is. It's a beautiful connection to have. And it's a connection that everybody in life at some point will have. If you're lucky, you will probably be able to marry your soulmate. if you're lucky. So that's the soulmate connection. So moving forward to the last two connections. This may go over some people's heads, but side note, let me say this first before continuing, because right now, if you're still watching, some people may think about these connections and they're like, okay, well, I think this is my soulmate, or maybe that was a karmic situation. With any type of connection or relationship you have with anybody, if you are being abused, get away from it. That is not love. That is not a real connection if you're getting abused. Rather, it's mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, sexually. Abuse is abuse. And if you are getting abused, step away from the situation. That is not love. That is not a connection. It is not healthy. That is not a life lesson to be learned there. Like, you don't stay in abuse to learn something. Like, get away from that. So if it's anything you take away from this, one of the things, please take this away. If you're being abused, please get help. Get away from that situation. Be safe, of course, but definitely step away from that situation, because it's not good at all. Okay, but back to the last two connections. So the last two connections is the twin flame dynamic connection, which is something new to me. When I first had my spiritual awakening, this was something new that I heard of. Never really heard of the whole twin flame dynamic, and it definitely was something very interesting. And I'm just going to give a short synopsis about it. Now, maybe I'll do another video going into more detail about twin flames or whatnot, but right now we're more so talking about the life lessons and type of connection. So with the twin flame connection, remember I said with the soulmate, it was one soul and another soul too coming together, right? With a twin flame connection, this is one soul split into half. You have your feminine, your masculine, your yin, your yang. And what happens is it splits and go its separate ways, as one is being born or whatnot. So we all have a twin out there. We all have a twin flame out there. It's just reaching that 5D level. Once you reach that 5D level, when you have that spiritual awakening, you reach that, and you're on your way to reaching that 5D level. You and your twin will gravitate towards one another. And that connection can be very, 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 very intense. Those are some life lessons that are very intense and definitely important to learn. During that time, it's a lot of purging. And you're learning you're learning so much about yourself, because basically with the twin flame dynamic, you're dating your mirrored self, basically. Excuse me. You're dating your mirrored self with the twin flame connection. So you're learning those life lessons within yourself, if that make any sense. So when you meet that twin, some people run away from that type of connection because it's very intense. And so you have your false and you have your real twin. The false twin comes in, the false and the real comes in, when they come into your life, the same way. And this person, this twin, may not necessarily be somebody you may be in a relationship with. By all means, if you wind up being with your real twin and you guys are in a real relationship, it's one of the most beautifulest relationships ever. It's one of the best connections you can have with anybody, because you're basically, this is your mirrored self here. It's one of the special connections, spiritual connection. It's a wow connection to have with somebody. But it's also one of the most challenging ones too, for those that, who may a little more detail about twin flames, who knows. one of the most challenging ones. But like I was saying, the false comes in, and basically that false twin comes in, and those lessons you learn in that situation catapult you to being a higher self. So when you meet your real twin, the journey still continues, and you still continue to learn those lessons as you go along that journey. Some people choose to stay in that connection to learn those lessons. Like I said, it's very intense, so some people walk away from that and they don't want to deal with it. And we can talk about that in a later video. But for those that choose to stay within that connection and choose to learn those life lessons, great job. Keep going. Hang in there, because it is tough. So there you have it. So those are your connections. You can have, those 4 connections with people. Learning those life lessons. Another thing, if you could take away from this video, if there's anything to take away from this video, is just learning the life lessons. Learning those lessons is putting you on a 5D level. Just learning yourself and being a better person. Becoming that better friend, becoming that better partner, becoming that better sibling or that better son or daughter. That's what it's all about. That's what life lessons are about. It's about becoming that better person, putting better energy out in the world and having a higher vibration. That's what it's all about, these connections. So if you break up with somebody, don't feel bad, learn from the lesson. Say, hey, okay, yeah, that didn't work, but what did I learn from this situation? How can I be a better person? That's what it's all about. Put in that work, you guys. Really focus on yourself and learn those lessons and grow. Which leads me to #time, #growth. So I need you to flood your social media outlets with growth, because that's what it's all about. It's about growing. If you're not growing, you're sitting still. And that's not good. So we want to grow. We want to see growth. So #growth. I believe that's what I said. I hope that's what I said. But #growth, you guys. That's what's the hashtag. Hashtag is, I'm not even drinking today. I can't even get it right. But #growth is what we want to do. If anybody asks you what that means, just let them know, I'm growing. Pretty much. Moving on to that next level. I'm trying to hit that 5D level. I don't know about y'all. But just #growth. Take that time and really focus on yourself, you guys. And if you have those spiritual awakenings in life, take heed of those moments and grow from it. You know what I'm saying? Don't just let it come and pass and just move forward. Like, really take that moment and just embrace it. You know what I'm saying? Just embrace the moment, because I know I did. And this journey is crazy. I tell you guys, it's really crazy. It has its ups and its downs, but I'm learning so many life lessons right now, and I'm trying to just take those lessons and become a better man. So, yeah. So if you like today's Red Cup Therapy, I need you guys to click the like button. I need you guys to subscribe. I need you guys to share. And let's just keep it going, you guys. Keep growing. So, thank you so much. Love you guys. I missed you guys so much. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.